Good morning, capitalists. Here is everything you should know today. Trump cheers historic Texas refinery opening. IEA proposes massive oil release. U.S. targets Iranian mine ships. J.P. Morgan limits private credit lending. Oracle stock rockets on earnings beat. Meta announces its own new AI chips. Starbucks and its CEO flee Washington as it passes a millionaire tax. California hospice fraud scandal explodes. NVIDIA invests $2 billion in AI startup. Senate approves ChatGPT for staff. The Dow is at 47,387.98, down 0.67%. The S&P 500 is at 6,775.22, losing 0.09%. The Nasdaq is at 22,726.57, up 0.13%. Volatility eased slightly. The CBOE VIX fell 0.76% to 24.76, though it remains elevated. On the commodities side, gold dropped 1.21% to $5,178.70. Silver took a sharper hit, falling 4.56% to $89.86. Bitcoin was one of the few bright spots, rising 1.17% to $70,836. Here's today's markets and assets update sponsored by Health Sciences Institute. Wall Street is bouncing back nicely. The Dow is at 48,151.88, up 0.86%. The S&P 500 is at 6,838.27, gaining 0.62%. The Nasdaq climbed to 22,888.30, up 0.84%. Volatility dropped sharply. The CBOE VIX fell 12.31% to 22.36. On the commodities side, gold had a strong day, rising 2.72% to $5,242.40. Silver surged even harder, up 6.32% to $89.86. And Bitcoin continued its rebound, climbing 3.05% to $71,129. President Trump celebrated the groundbreaking of a massive new refinery in Brownsville, Texas, the first new major refinery built in the United States in nearly 50 years. He called it a historic win for American energy independence and a direct rebuke to the previous administration's war on fossil fuels. The International Energy Agency is recommending an unprecedented 400 million barrel release from strategic reserves over the next 30 days to help stabilize surging crude prices caused by the Iran war. G7 finance ministers are now in emergency discussions about a coordinated drawdown from their stockpiles. U.S. forces struck Iranian mine-laying vessels in the Strait of Hormuz, destroying 2 ships and preventing further attempts to disrupt shipping. Despite the action, commercial tanker traffic remains halted, and oil prices continue trading above $100 per barrel. Crude prices swung wildly after the IEA's massive reserve release proposal. While Brent dipped briefly on the news, it quickly rebounded and remains firmly in triple-digit territory as the Hormuz disruption continues. J.P. Morgan Chase is restricting new loans to the $1.8 trillion private credit sector, amid growing fears about liquidity risks and potential spillover effects from the industry's rapid expansion. The Treasury and Fed are now closely monitoring the situation. Oracle shares surged after the company reported stronger than expected earnings and raised its 2027 revenue guidance, fueled by continued strong demand for its cloud and AI services. Meta unveiled 4 new custom AI accelerator chips designed to power its data centers and reduce reliance on NVIDIA and AMD, further intensifying the competition in the high-stakes AI hardware race. In Washington state, Democrats passed a new 9.9% income tax on earnings above $1 million. In response, Starbucks founder Howard Schultz announced he is leaving Seattle after 50 years, citing high taxes and declining quality of life. California's hospice industry is facing an explosion of fraud under Governor Newsom, with $105 million in improper Medicare billing and more than 700 fraud warnings issued. Critics say a lax oversight has allowed widespread abuse to flourish. NVIDIA announced a $2 billion investment in a new AI startup accelerator program to fund and mentor emerging artificial intelligence companies as the chipmaker continues expanding its ecosystem. And finally, the U.S. Senate has approved the use of ChatGPT for staff, while explicitly banning Anthropic's Claude due to ongoing legal and national security concerns, showing the selective approach government is taking toward AI tools. That's the roundup for today. You now know more than most people do about what is going on in the world of finance today. Thank you for listening to The Capitalist and supporting us. Together we will make capitalism great again.